My name is Ananya, and if you ask me whether I believe in love at first sight, I will tell you no. I don't. Not because I never felt it, but because my story wasn't about sight at all. It was about something deeper, something you feel without your eyes. Something you can only call blind love. I was 26 when I first met Arif. I still remember the day as clearly as if it happened yesterday. It was raining, one of those heavy downpours where the whole city seemed to drown under gray skies. I was waiting at the bus stop, clutching my umbrella, annoyed that my shoes were soaked through. That's when I noticed him. He was standing a little away from the crowd, tapping a white cane against the ground. He looked calm despite the chaos around him, as though the rain was an old friend and not an inconvenience. His cane touched the edge of the sidewalk, and for a second, it looked like he was about to step into a puddle. Without thinking, I walked up to him. "There's water right ahead," I said. He tilted his head slightly, as though trying to place my voice, and smiled. "Thank you. People usually let me find out the hard way." There was something disarming in the way he said it, not bitter, just matter of fact. That was Arif, unshaken, graceful, carrying his blindness like it was just one detail of his life, not a definition. I helped him find the bus, and we ended up sitting side by side. That's how our story began, with rain, a crowded bus, and a small act of kindness. Over the next few weeks, I started seeing him often. Sometimes on the same bus, sometimes near the bookstore where I liked to stop after work. Slowly, conversations grew. He told me he was a pianist, that he taught music at an institute for children. "You play piano?" I asked, surprised. "I do," he said, smiling. "Don't look so doubtful. Blindness doesn't stop music. If anything, it makes me listen more closely than most people ever will." There was pride in his voice, not arrogance but quiet confidence. He had built a world where sight wasn't necessary to create beauty. I found myself drawn to him, to the way he noticed things without seeing them. He could describe the rain not by how it looked, but by the rhythm of it against rooftops. He could sense moods in voices, pauses in conversations, the way someone shifted their weight when nervous. He read people more clearly than anyone with eyes ever could. Weeks turned into months, and I realized something frightening: I was falling for him. It wasn't logical. We lived in different worlds. I worked in corporate advertising, chasing deadlines and clients, while he lived in a realm of music and patience. My parents had a list of ideal matches for me: men with degrees, family businesses, shiny cars. Arif had none of that. But when I was with him, I felt seen, in a way no one had ever made me feel. Blind love, I thought. That's what this is. One evening, after a long day, I met him at the Music Institute. I stood by the door as he played the piano, the melody soft, like rain falling on leaves. My heart swelled with something I could no longer hide. "Arif," I whispered when he finished, "do you ever feel like you can love someone even if it makes no sense?" He turned his face toward me, his unseeing eyes searching. Then, very softly, he said, "Yes. I feel that way every time I hear your voice." My chest tightened. In that moment, I knew. He loved me too. But love stories are never that simple. When I told my parents about Arif, their reaction was everything I feared. "A blind man? Ananya, are you out of your mind?" my mother snapped. "He cannot even take care of himself. How will he take care of you?" "He has a job. He is independent," I argued. But my father shook his head. "Society will laugh at us. People will pity you. Is that the life you want?" Their words cut deep, but they underestimated me. For once, I didn't care about society or pity. I cared about the way Arv made me feel alive. Still, doubts crept in. Could I really build a life with him? Would it be too difficult? Would the weight of it crush us both? One night, I confessed my fears to him. He was silent for a long moment, then he said, "Ananya, I can't promise you a life without challenges. I can't promise you luxury or ease. But I can promise you this, I will love you with every part of me, and I will never stop trying. You'll never walk alone, unless you choose to." And somehow, that was enough. We married a year later, against many protests, but also with blessings from a few who believed in us. The wedding was small, simple, but filled with music. Arv played the piano for me that evening, and I walked toward him with tears streaming down my face, knowing I was walking into a love that saw far beyond sight. Life wasn't easy, of course. There were mornings when he'd knock something over, and we'd laugh as we cleaned up together. There were nights when I worried about money, about what people thought. But there were also endless moments of joy, him teaching me to listen to the world the way he did, him playing music late into the night while I leaned against his shoulder, him reminding me that love wasn't about perfection but presence. Years passed. We built a life, not without struggles, but with so much beauty. Arv taught me that love doesn't need eyes, it needs courage. Courage to choose, courage to stay, courage to believe in something the world might not understand. And today, when I look back, I smile. Because while others may search for love in appearances, in wealth, in what looks good on paper, I found mine in a man who couldn't see me at all. He couldn't see my face. He couldn't watch me grow old. He couldn't notice the new dresses or the colors I painted on my nails. But he saw me, truly saw me, in ways that mattered. That is what blind love really is. Not foolishness, not blindness to faults, but the ability to love someone with eyes closed, and heart wide open. If you liked this story, please like, comment, share, and subscribe.